A computer is always likened to a brain. Why is that so? We do know that computers tend to come in a large case, looking similar to a box with multiple components inside. What many do not know is that these components are very similar to some parts of the nervous system. To further understand this, I took one of my old computers laying around the house and began to perform surgery on it. First, I began to remove the universal serial bus drive, or more commonly known as the USB ports. These USB ports take input from outside devices, such as keyboards and mice. The computer interprets them, and then the devices become operable. These ports are almost identical to the peripheral nervous system, which contains neurons that receive sensory information from one's environment. The graphics card was up next. In more technical terms, the graphics card is known as the graphics processing unit, or GPU. This component is responsible for displaying beautiful visuals onto one's monitor. They have immense power and are capable of rendering many 3D models. The visual cortex, along with the occipital lobe and thalamus, would be represented by this. It processes the sensory information from our eyes and allows us to comprehend, visually, what is happening in our environment. The hard drive is another essential part for the computer. This device is known for storing data that a user may download to their computer. The mechanical parts within the hard drive encode the information in their spinning gears, so that it can be recalled whenever we want it to. The hippocampus does exactly that for our memories along with other functions. Our emotions and long-term memory are catalyzed from this part of the brain. Just like a hard drive, we would not be able to remember things without a hippocampus. I then proceeded to remove the random access memory, or RAM. These three plates handle instantaneous data the computer may encounter. The more RAM, the more powerful and faster the computer. The total amount of RAM in this specific computer is 6 gigabytes. The spinal cord is a good example of an organic RAM. This part of the nervous system handles instantaneous responses to our environment, such as reflexes. They are essential for humans to survive, just like RAM is for computers. Before finding the processor, the heatsink and fan must be removed. This is in place to help the processor cool down to maintain a good state of equilibrium. It also prevents dirt and other small particles from damaging the processor. In the human body, both the skull and blood-brain barrier acts the same way for the brain. These two components help protect the brain from antigens as well as damage from the outside world. Finally, we have reached the processor. This is the prime device for computing and processing all the information our computer receives. Although it is the smallest part, it is by far the strongest element of the computer. Unlike the other parts, the processor can represent the whole brain itself with just its abilities. Its versatility is what allows computers today to function at greater speeds than ever. When we combine all of the parts that were extracted, we can create a model brain. Each component's functions are representative of what actually happens in the nervous system. The hard drive, RAM, graphics card, heatsink, and processor, along with other parts, help create a makeshift brain. The ability to make logical decisions and thoughts are similar in both a computer and a human body. What is most impressive about the whole thing is that humans were able to develop a version of their own organic system using nothing but mechanical parts. This is a very positive reflection of what people are capable of doing and how the advancements in engineering can take us to new places that were once deemed impossible. Using biological models in engineering has helped advance our society, and the future is bright in what we can make.